ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಅಂಡ್ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮನ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಪೇಜ್ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಪೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಲೈವ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಚಾನಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವೀಗ ಲೈವ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಚಾನಲ್ನ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಇನ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ಮಿನುಗು ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್ಸ್, ಮಿನುಗು ಹೌಸ್ ಆಫ್. Good evening, everyone. Today it is 42nd episode of Spoorthi, and I have a special guest today here who has a significance in number 42, 42, 42, 42, 42. So first 42 is my 42nd Spoorthi episode, and other three today my guest is going to let us know the inspiration, motivation behind number 42. So here is Mr. Kannan Sundararajan, very well known as Coach K. Here is my guest. I would like to invite him. Namaste and welcome to Spoorthi, sir.
Namaskar, Rekha.
Thank you so much. Thank you for here, and we are really happy. I'm happy that you are here with us today. And I let you introduce yourself first.
You're putting me in a fix.
No.
Well, my name is, okay, first of all, my sincere apologies. I know that your channel is quite doing well amongst a lot of Kannada speaking people. My Kannada is not very good. I grew up in Bangalore for quite a number of years. I studied here, I worked in Bangalore, and I live in Bangalore, but still my Kannada is not up to the standards, and I don't want this show to become a comedy show. So let me so kindly apologize. I will stick to English. Well, I don't know what part of me you would like to know. My name is Kannan Sundararajan. I'm a student, lifelong student. I enjoy every aspect of my life. I'm gifted to be married to Meera, and also two lovely children. My son is 19, my daughter is 13. I just enjoy everything that I do in my life, and I like to teach, I like to coach, I like to share my experiences. I like to learn from each and every person, and especially I'm very happy to be part of this show, Rekha. Congratulations for the 42nd show. Of course, the number 42 brings a lot of excitement. I love running. I like to run, especially the concept of endurance sports have brought a lot of changes or transformations in my life. So the number 42 is ingrained because if you want to complete a marathon, you have to run 42.195 kilometers. So generally, marathons are considered to be 42 kilometers, right, or 26 miles. Right now, I'm a fitness coach, certified personal trainer, and also conduct and host a couple of ultra marathon events. These are the events that bring me a lot of opportunity to bring happiness in the minds of people. So I continue to do that.
Okay, there's a significance as I told you earlier. There's a significance in number 42. What is that motivation that led you to create that awareness that you wanted to? So, can you just let's just know the inspiration behind that creating awareness?
I think you're referring to the road safety awareness that I started. Yes, of course. 10. It's 2011 when I started running very actively. I would say I had a desire to participate in marathons and also achieve certain things. I was always interested in sports. I used to play for my polytechnic basketball team. I used to be pretty active in the athletics, and especially the field side of the athletics: long jump, triple jump, high jump, pole vault. Uh, I wasn't, it's that just sheer aspect of participation always excited me. So I would generally be a jack of all trades. Any sport event, any game, I wanted to be part of it. Whether I'm really good in that or not, I generally wanted to be part of it. 2011 is the time when I really liked the concept of running. And then I set a goal to myself that I want to finish a full marathon in 4 hours. So that's how the love for running started. And of course, I started learning so the sheer nature of me, anything that I want to do, I try to read about it. I try to understand the technical aspect of training for a marathon, or physical conditioning, and then the also started experiencing running like the way anybody else would experience running, right? So wanted to go and participate, wanted to get faster. And then suddenly, at an older age, I realized that I could get better with something, because we generally, there is a belief system that as we get older, we don't we everything declines in our life.
Decline.
uh, but running is something that gave me a lot of confidence that I can actually, if I do certain things in a very systematic manner, when I take the approach of doing certain things step by step, without worrying about the outcome, enjoying the process of doing things every single day. And that gave me a lot of confidence. It's not something that I just got one day, that idea of doing things and believing in that, right? So I was always, if you really see the kind of work that I did in my companies, earlier companies where I worked, I was into business excellence. I was into introducing organizational processes, quality control, change management. So these are some topics that I was always involved in doing during my working days, and also coaching and teaching people. So I had to be very systematic. If I have to introduce a new process at the company level, then I need to be systematic. Now, I always like the aspect of being a perfectionist. So these are a few things. My idea of believing in processes was it enhanced to multiple levels when I started running, when I started planning for marathons, when I started uh, thinking about running longer distances, 50 kilometers. I wanted to do a ultra marathon in South Africa. So, while this was happening back in 2016, I also wanted to do my personal trainer certification. So the first aid CPR training is really an important certification to have. So I got the certification. One day later, I came across an accident victim with my wife, and then we both jumped and helped that person. So that incident was a life-changing moment for me, because when I learned first aid and CPR, I was thinking about how can I put the skills? Where can I apply these skills? Uh, but one day later, I always tell this jokingly that the God had certain plan now. So I did the theory. Now it's practical session. Okay, see if I can apply all those things. The steps to approach an accident victim on the road. Because when you attend a first aid training, that's what they teach you. They teach you what are the various things that you do. Okay, ABC, right? So the ABCs of approaching an accident victim. So you check the airway, okay, you check whether that person is breathing or not. So I had an opportunity to immediately go and help this person, and very fortunate on that day, this person was alive and we were able to send him to the hospital. So that incident was a turning point. And then I thought about, now if I can learn first aid through training, if I can learn CPR through training, anybody can do that. because it's so simple. Unfortunately, in the school days and college days, first aid means it's only, what you see is a plus sign, a small box with a band-aid in it. That's all first aid is.
Correct.
That's not first aid. That's also first aid, but that is not everything about first aid. So what I learned is first aid, before you actually jump into action, you are there is a role that we all play. If there is an accident scene, we have a very important role to play. If you decide to help somebody, you have a role to play. So what is that role? A leadership role. Okay, it's called a situation leadership. That situation, we need a couple of loud voices, okay, which says that, hey, come on, let's go and help this person. Come on, you come here, sir, bunny, help manana bunny. That voice is missing. If you see, most of the accident victims are dying because those voices are not there in the accident scene. And I had the opportunity to shout and call for help and call the police, call the ambulance uh, at that time. And then that incident gave me a lot of confidence. I said, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So how can I go and communicate? If I go and actually I came home and then I wrote about it. It was a super hit Facebook post. Everybody calling me God and, oh, you've done a great job. I somehow felt that, why should a post like that helping somebody become a super hit? Why would anybody can do that? And then I also realized that many people are helping, but they're not writing about it. Okay, it's not that I've done anything exceptional on that day. It's an act of kindness, because I wanted somebody to come and help me. If I'm an accident victim, if I unfortunately there is a car crash and I was involved, I want somebody to come and help me. Not many people are helping, but they're not writing about it. Many people are helping, but they don't know how to help. They're just dragging an accident victim from the middle of the road. I've seen people just dragging. You don't even know if that person's neck is broken. You can't drag this person. So you need to stabilize that person. You need to make sure that that scene is safety, the scene safety. They call in an accident scenario, if you're a first responder, the first thing that you're supposed to do is scene safety. Your personal safety, make sure that if in the middle of the road, that person, there is no other vehicle rushing there, coming fast. So you need to make sure somebody else is helping you to stop the traffic. So there are a lot of uh, situational aspect that one should be aware. It's not just, again, first aid training. Okay, if you know how to put a bandage, that's not first aid. You're playing a very vital role of controlling that scene, that scenario, with only one single intention: to save life and make sure that there is no further damage caused. Preserve the life, because you're not going to save you're actually preserving the life. As a first responder, your job is to preserve life, so that the advanced life support comes, an ambulance comes, the person is taken to the hospital, and further help is provided to it. Anyway, so this is the complex aspect of helping somebody, but that's what I wanted to communicate. And then the only vehicle that I had at that time, the medium I had, was, of course, social media. I write, and then people say like, and then 2-3 days that post disappears. I wanted to do something a little more permanent. I wanted to make some noise regularly. So that's how I came up with this idea of, okay, the only good thing that I know at that time is I can run. Distance doesn't matter, but I have to do something little out of normal so that people pay attention to me, and then I can talk about why I was doing this. So that's why that's when I came up with this campaign called "Be Safe, Be There to Save." Be safe is it addresses both aspects of saving lives. One is, be safe is your own personal safety. Wear helmet, good quality helmet. Make sure that the helmet is strapped, and then follow traffic rules. If you're driving a car, I always jokingly tell all my family members, my son learned how to drive, my wife learned how to drive, and I always tell them that it's actually a killing machine. You make one mistake, you can actually take somebody's life. Okay, so your safety is important. You're also thinking about somebody else's safety. So be there to save is when there is a problem, you are the first person to go and help somebody. So that was the campaign. Then I wanted to actually provide training to people. If I can learn something, I just wanted to talk about it. And today is another great day where I'm having an opportunity to talk about this. So I wanted to go and educate people if that is needed, and remind people if it is needed. So that's how I came up with this concept of 42, 42, 42. Right. So the long story short, so the 42 is basically I wanted to do one full marathon every single day for 42 consecutive days. That was the original plan. But of course, my wife was very concerned about my health, and she said, "No, that's not something that you're going to do. Can you think about something else?" So then we kind of agreed that I would do it probably over a period of 42 weekends. So 10 months, so I came up with this idea, okay, July 2nd in 2016, I would start this campaign. 10 months later, in April 16th, I'll finish. That was the last weekend. In fact, yesterday was 16th of April, fourth anniversary of completing this campaign.
Oh,
Just a beginning, I would say, and then celebrate my 42nd birthday. Okay. So all those 42 number gave a reason or excuse for me to do something like that. And then of course I like that idea of doing something crazy. I like the idea of at the age of 42, running some 1,760 kilometers, running so much, carrying the Indian flag, carrying certain placards,
yeah.
talking about safety. So that experience was very memorable in my life because I have tried standing at this signal and telling people, "Sir, helmet yaake hakondilla." Okay, sir, seatbelt, please wear your seatbelt. But the first reaction is, "Who are you to tell me?" Okay, that's a natural tendency because I'm an adult.
Correct.
I know what I'm doing. I don't care or I don't remember. There are two possibilities. One is somebody has genuinely forgotten the helmet. They are in a hurry, and then you talk to that person and tell them that, hey, why you're not wearing helmet? Of course, that person is going to be irritated. And then same thing with seatbelt. Oh, I've had experience like, sir, ಇದು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ seatbelt ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇಡ. I said, no, it's seatbelt is for your
No,
life. So please.
correct.
But then I used to tell people that you need to be safe, but nobody would care because they have different, their mindset is different. But the day I was standing with the Indian flag, I was carrying this placard,
Mhm.
everybody responded to me. Every single person who was, including policemen, okay, including policemen, I would stop them and say, sir, yake martbetira, did you forget your helmet? Correct. Oh, yeah, understand. Sorry, it's there inside the box, the what do you call the helmet box? They'll open the
I
seat and take and wear it.
see. Yeah.
So it gave me a lot of satisfaction. Okay, have I created a huge transformation? It's like may not be, but it gave me a lot of satisfaction, and I was able to create a small ripple in amongst the friends who are all connected with me, the family members, and also people who are known to me through the running circle, running community. We generally call it as a friends and sisters.
And
So a lot of excitement. So that's the story of 42. At the age of 42, I wanted to run 42 kilometer every weekend for 42 different consecutive weeks in 42 different places. I also traveled to different places. Bangalore, I did some 16 different places, and I went to places like Coimbatore, Erode, and also in Chennai. I went to Pune, I went to Mumbai. So it gave me an opportunity for me to travel. It gave me an opportunity for me to run every week and excuse for me to run so much every weekend. It wasn't easy, it was crazy, but at the same time, it was fun doing
that's really amazing. Seriously, it's such a inspiring. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, sir. Really, hope this inspires many people here today.
that. See, the important thing is each one of us are ambassadors for safety. Each one of us have our own circle of influence. You have a circle of influence. I think in your show, we can even talk about the importance of first aid, and we can even do a
Yeah.
training on first aid. Okay? So everybody has a small, so we all have a small role to play. Could be a very selfish role. Okay, I have I've conducted this training multiple times in my apartment. I have a good relationship with Alert. It's an NGO based out of Chennai. So they're doing a wonderful job. Their job is to again train people on first aid and CPR. I'm one of their voice ambassador. Voice stands for volunteer in case of emergency. I'm their global voice ambassador. So I'm also the race director for the Alertathon. It's a running annual awareness event that is conducted once a year in Chennai. So last year, in fact, the original real event didn't happen. So it was a virtual event. I was very fortunate to pull about 3,600 participants for the Alertathon event. So I like to spread the word. I like to talk about first aid. Each one of us can do that, and then for you to talk about it, the first step is to learn what first aid is. What is this real problem and what is it first aid? It's not band-aid. It is not, putting a wrapper
Yes.
around.
Yes.
It's about preserving life. It's about saving life. And then each one of us can do that. I think if I could,
Yes.
I was able to connect that message with running and something that I always enjoy doing. So that was
Yes.
the exciting part.
Yeah. During this drive, I heard that again accident happened while you were running, and then you helped him, and then again you came back, and then you finished your race also.
Yeah, uh, uh, I I remember maybe after I started thinking about saving lives and the opportunity for me to go and jump and help, I started seeing more and more accidents. It is not my one of my cousins' wife. She always jokingly says that, yeah, Kannan ಏನದು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು and all these places wherever you go there is an accident happening. Okay. So, that's the joke part, but the serious part is I started seeing. I think even before I learned first aid, there were accidents happening. But only thing is, I was not seeing them. It's convenience. I was ignoring and maybe thinking that somebody else will take care. So that's the attitude most of us have. Because there was also fear of the legal complications. So we heard
Yes.
some bad stories of police coming and harassing. I can tell you, I responded to some 10 to 15 accidents ever since I started this campaign. Um, None of the time police had come and harassed me. None of the time, not even one single time. And of course, the most serious accident was the one that happened on the course of the Bangalore Marathon, October 16th, 2016. I was again that campaign gear. I was wearing the campaign gear. I was also participating in the Bangalore Marathon. Somewhere near the Dumluru flyover, there was this commotion, and then one of my friends was running. He saw me with a flag, and then he came back and said, "Kanan, there is an accident. Can you see that?" Of course, adrenaline started rushing, and I started running towards that spot. And there was a commotion. There was a young boy, 22-year-old, with broken leg. His leg was broken in multiple places, and his like bleeding blood everywhere. The median is sitting and crying, shouting, wailing, and of course, somebody has put a cloth on top of the leg so that it's not visible. uh, I had an opportunity to go and take control of that situation. So that's the situation leadership that I'm talking about, right? So the first thing is to touch that person and tell him that, hey, just relax, you're not dead, you're alive, we're all here to help you. Yes, it is unfortunate accident has happened, you're losing blood, but we are here to help you. Just calm down. I think that word is so powerful, Rika. And that's what I have experienced multiple times. Whenever there is a panic, right? If somebody is hurt, the first reaction is panic. So what we want to hear is a very comforting voice. If you're in the accident spot, just touch that person's shoulder and tell him that everything is fine. And that definitely helped. And yes, of course, I was able to mobilize, call people, ask somebody to. I think they had called the ambulance by the time. I don't really remember, but then people are ready to help, but they didn't exactly know what to do, and they were trying to drag him. And then I had to stop, and I said, "Hey, we don't even know what kind of injury this person had experience, and then we can't pull him, further complicating the whole thing. But that commotion, if I look back, I don't think I've done all correct things, okay, in terms of giving the first aid there, right? So we were looking for something to tie his legs, his not broken leg, and didn't have anything. And we somehow managed to pull this person into the ambulance, and I got into the ambulance and holding his broken leg with all blood and everything. It was very strange, and I was like continuously talking to him, saying that, hey, just relax, we're going to the hospital. And then suddenly, only two of us were there in the ambulance. The door is shut, and nobody else got inside. Only two of us were there, and then the ambulance driver is like just flying, okay, from the Demloor flyover. He got down into the old Madras road, getting into the Manipal hospital. So I was trying to bang the door and ask him where you're going, how long is the hospital. I didn't know where Manipal hospital was. So he was telling, sir, 5 minutes earlier. But that moment was very shocking, full of blood in my legs and in my hands and legs and thigh, and I was holding this person and talking to him. Then he was continuously screaming and saying that I'm dying. I said, no, you're not dying, just relax. I'm here to help you. His only leg is broken. Yes, it is broken, but nothing is going to go further than this. We're going to take you to the hospital, so don't worry about this. And then anyway, after that, I put him in the emergency room, got his number, his father's number, spoke to that gentleman. So they came with their family. I was standing there for about an hour. Then, of course, my business on that day was to run the Bangalore Marathon. So once everything is over, so I washed my hands and then came back, and nobody was there in the street. I think the traffic has started, and I actually knew the course. So I went, ran back to the Kantirwal Stadium. I finished. It just that my mission. I was so satisfied that I was able to help this person, and I was also angry that an accident, something like that, happened. It's kind of mixed emotion. I was so happy, delighted, and I went back and I went back and spoke to the race director, and I told them, explained them that there is an accident happened. So they all came forward to help. And then, of course, when I came back home, I again decided to raise some funds, because in the hospital they said it'll cost them about 3-4 lakhs for the surgery. And then I wanted to raise about a lakh through a crowdsourcing campaign. Then I came home and then set it up. Unbelievable. It's within about 15 days. I really don't remember all the timeline. Raised about 6.5 lakhs. 6.5 lakhs money.
Amazing.
And then it just so happened that this person was there in the hospital for a few days, maybe a week or so, and his hospital expenses came to about 5.5 lakhs. Okay, so the money was, of course, the financial side of, he had a dream to become an IAS officer. And then, like, how can you, as a college student and, broken leg, and it was definitely a moment to reflect on, and
Correct.
I was able to go and do this. It's a collective help, right? It's just that I initiated the idea of supporting this person, and everybody came and supported. I received great support. Of course, these things continue to happen.
And
When you're in that first responder mode, you will start seeing problems, and then when you see problem, you don't want to stop there. You want to go and see if everything is fine. Okay, and that's how it just continues. The journey continues. I'm not doing so much active campaign like the way I used to do that. Of course, last year pandemic and kind of a little bit slowed down.
yeah,
And in terms of my goals, and I thought I'm going to train like 300 people every month, but that didn't happen. Okay, so that is still an unfulfilled wish. Not able to get so many people to attend this half a day training. And I'm sure people who are listening to this video or have tuned in, and my humble request is go find out a place where somebody is providing first aid training. And you never know. It's like swimming. It's like cycling. Um, this is like a skill that you will never forget in your life. That you can go and help. And one more thing is, it's not that first aid training you attend and you're like a super first aid responder for all kind of accidents. There are like 1,000 possible scenarios. Something can go wrong in life, and then it's a learning. At least you have the basic skills, the situational leadership skills, the desire to help somebody skill, and then you know exactly who to call, how to make some noise so that that
Mhm.
person gets. That's about
True, true, true. Here is a question from Sampath. I would like to read it out. You coach adults for Comrade, one of the toughest runs in the world, and also children. What's the commonalities and differences? One thing, and then how important sports for growing up children?
Okay, so two parts of the first part is
Yes.
about the. Can you repeat the first part? The
Um,
second part is.
yes. You coach adults for Comrade, one of the toughest runs in the world, and also children. So, what are the commonalities and differences between these two? And for coaching comrades and coaching children.
Okay. Well, I first of all, I enjoy coaching children. I enjoy it. It's like super fun coaching children because you know the opportunity for me to mold them and help them discover the exciting aspect of sports. Okay, one is through sports and coaching. So, what I do with children, I'll tell you. I coach. Uh, I used to coach a lot of children before the pandemic, and of course now it's all stopped. Except a few personal training that I do for a few of my clients. Um, it's all about having fun. Okay, so there is physical fitness aspect, but there is also the playing aspect. Because I always relate to my childhood. My childhood is full of happiness. It's all outdoors. Okay, growing up in Ooty, in mountains, the entire day. If it's a holiday, I'm outside playing, running, hopping, climbing trees, and going from one mountain to another mountain. You know, collecting berries and eating. And so this is all I remember as a child. But of course, I was not into structured sports, which I regret now. I wish I had that kind of an opportunity, because those days, if somebody is in sports, means that person is not so well in studies. Um, so the
True,
balance was not there, right? So now
true.
I see a big change in the mindset of parents. As a parent, I understand the importance of sports, because sports is not only the physical fitness; it teaches a lot more things. Sports is the place where you learn failures. Okay, children learn failures. If you're playing a badminton game, you lose. The first game you lose, that's it, right? So you're welcome to the world of failures. And then one game you win, welcome to the world of success. Another game you lose, welcome to the world of failure. Hey, success is not permanent, right? So it gives them, without even you teaching them these concepts, they learn, because that's what I've learned. And I went to diploma studying in Coimbatore. Gave me an opportunity to participate in all kind of sports. Failure was there always. And also it teaches me that you're not good in everything. It sometimes you tend to, okay, you hit a six in the cricket, the first ball, if you top of the world, and okay, I know cricket, but the next ball you're clean bowl. So that's the beauty of sports, right? So when I'm teaching with children, they are full of ideas, and they're full of expectation. But when we teach adults, when I coach adults, somebody as serious as running a comrades marathon, so determined to run a full marathon in a certain time, or pick up running as a exercise medium, activity medium to lose weight. There are different goals. Some people come to me and say that I just like running. I'm not into goals. I'm not into achieving any records. I just like running. Can you coach me? Can you teach me the right techniques for running? So the coaching adults, they always come with certain expectation. They always come with certain goals. They're very clear. Most of the time, they're very clear about what they want to achieve. But when you talk about children, they have different expectations. So for them, I realize that most of the children come to my academy because they have some fun. There's some silly things that we end up doing. There is some crazy thing that we end up doing, but at the same time, they're also exercising without knowing they're exercising. Okay, so both are different worlds. But when I look at an adult, when I look at the kind of problem that they face, uh, so most of my clients are at a middle age plus, let's say 30 plus. Put the bottommost level is, probably the junior most in my academy is 7 8 year old, but I'm not comparing that. Those who come for running coaching in my academy, the junior most is about 26 27 year old, but the oldest is about 56 57 years old. So now, if you look something in common all across the people, they want to resume, they want to start something, they want to achieve something. Like the way I started running and I started discovering something. So there is a desire to do something better. But when you look at their physical structure, it's all messed up because of let's say our habits, behavior, uh, endless hours of working, uh, a lot of time spent on sitting and studying and then being inactive. The body assumes to certain, it conforms to certain behavior, that everyday behavior. Say if I'm sitting here for 1 hour, just imagine that every day I'm sitting here for 8 hours. So our body behavior is completely different. Certain muscles become tight, certain muscles become weak. Our body structurally deforms. Okay, our form becomes completely messed up, and our flexibility is different. So I always think that when I experience that, oh, I have a tight hip flexor, I have my glutes are weak, my core is weak, my erector spinae, my the muscle that are supporting my spinal column are tight. When did this happen? How did I allow this to happen? Because as a child, I was very active, I was very flexible, I was very strong, I could run very fast. I would never complain about leg pain, knee pain, hip pain, all those things. But when did I become an adult? When did I forgot? When did I forget that I was kind of moving away from my childhood? So that always confuses me even now. So that's why now when I see the adult side of coaching, when I go to the children, I'm able to tell them that if you stop exercising, these are the problems that you're going to face. Okay, but that is the fear part of it. But if I tell them that if you continue exercising, but you're going to be cool, because you can be very active, you can go for a trekking expedition, or you can even chase a thief in a public place. You can go and chase a thief, or you can play with your parents, you can play with your friends. At the age of 60, you can still enjoy sports. So continue this. So there's two different worlds. So I'm able to connect the difficult side of the adulthood and then the fun side of the childhood. The fun side of the childhood I can actually take and put it in the difficult side of the adulthood. So it's so beautiful, right? The spectrum is so wide, and then the opportunities are so beautiful. So I like both extremes. Okay, so somebody training for a comrades marathon, or somebody wants to run a Malnad Ultra, or go to another country and run an ultra marathon, or even get better, I want to lose weight. So, but children, they enjoy. There are only few children are very extremely serious about one particular sport, but not every child is interested in one particular. They like playing. The concept of playing is really important, and then I get an opportunity to play with them. So that's why that world excites me.
That's really, really amazing. Actually, apart from all these things, how do you balance your passion and your personal?
I should say I'm very gifted. I have a wife who understands me and all the crazy things that I do. Because see, I think as we grow older, we seek stability in life. Okay, the financial stability is really important, and then work, and there is a status associated with what you do. So that stability is really important in life. But somehow I broke that norm, and when I quit my job in 2016, I challenged that stability. Okay, because I wanted to do something that I enjoy doing every day, like coaching, talking about being active, fit, and even spending time on some of these social causes. not a significant time, but still I have room to decide and do what I want to do on a daily basis. I'm not controlled by somebody else. My time is not decided by somebody else. But I'm still answerable. I'm still responsible. But of course, this is the passion side. There are challenges. It's not easy to jump in suddenly and then set up, because I'm trying to create a small, tiny kingdom around me, through my academy, through my events that I organize, through the coaching circle, through the. But of course, I also have the freedom to do whatever I want to do. It's a combination of things, and I never had plans ever in my life that I want to become an entrepreneur. So I'm a very gifted family. They support me. They're part of all my uh, adventure journey. Uh, and of course, I have a healthy mind to think about something that doesn't need to be so permanent in life all the time, right? I like the concept of Farlanko says that you don't need to buy a furniture, right? So you can rent it. So can you rent some part of your life, instead of, and then move on, go try a different aspect of your life the next year. Okay. Uh, so I think that sheer thrill and trying something which I've never done before. That feeling uncomfortable. If you have done the marathons, and those who run ultra marathons can relate to this. So you're doing something uncomfortable, but you like it. You like it because that's how life is all about, right? We design certain things, but life takes us in different directions, and then you feel very comfortable about your experiences, but you have to smile. At the end of the day, you have to smile. At the end of the day, who is going to come and guide me? My parents are no more. They're not going to come and tell me that what I'm doing is right or wrong. I have to do something. I have to see the result. If the result is bad, it is not desirable, then I know that what I did resulted in something different. So I'm going to try something else. So that opportunity to try something new, experiment something new, that brings a lot of excitement. So that's the passion side of the story. And of course, a good, very good understanding family. I'm blessed to have good friends who care about what I do. It's a combination of things. I think that's the most amazing thing that I learned by running marathons and ultra marathon, because we always have the. You ask me what is the best marathon
Well,
finish. You ask any marathoner, they
yes.
would say I had a negative split. Okay, so what is a negative split? Can I have a negative split in my life? Okay, can I be a little more faster in the second half of my life? Because that's the part I can control. The first half, whatever happened till yesterday, I absolutely, I can only talk about it, but I didn't. I can go back and change anything. But now I have an
Correct.
opportunity. Things. Am I creating a big transformation? No, it's something. Whatever I do, I enjoy. This is my life. I really enjoy. And then every day morning when I get up, oh, okay, so what's new today, right? But in a typical job kind of scenario, so most of your days are decided. And somehow this gave me more excitement than the, let's say, very structured way of going to a job and working. Of course, I always enjoyed doing whatever I did. The fun is more as an entrepreneur.
Um, Here, there's a surprise for you. One person wants to here is joining us, and
Hey,
here
coach.
is Sharan.
Oh, that's a big
Oh,
surprise.
that's a big surprise. Hey, thank you so much, Nai. Thank you so much, Rekha ma'am, for giving us this amazing platform. This really means a lot. Just a couple of words I just want to talk about Coach K. Since ever since I've seen him running with his placards about safety and Indian flag, that is what got inspired. Even today, the reason why I run with Indian flag is because of the person who has inspired me today. And when I saw him first time when he's running in stadium run for 12 hours, with the way how he is carrying like that really motivated me a lot. I started following him very closely, started troubling him. Where did you get this bag from? Things like that. He was so patient in every aspect, telling me that, you can go for this, like you can do this. And one incident I just wanted to remember quickly is about the Chennai Marathon, which I was running with him when he was a pacer. The same safety reason came into a picture where there was a runner who was injured and was sitting. He did not care about whether he is a pacer or runner. He first thought about safety. That really, I still remember that incident. He left everybody. He's like, okay, you guys carry on. I'll take care of this person. He made sure that that person was safety. Then he came back. He finished his on time pacing time. It was really a very nice thing, and I'm really inspired. The way he carries himself, the way he motivates even a runner who is a 5 kilometer runner or a 60 kilometer runner or 90 kilometer runner. He treats all the runners equally. And thank you so much, coach. I am really inspired and motivated for you. Please keep doing this. And thank you for joining us on this call.
Hey, Sharon, this is really a surprise, and I didn't know about your flag story had some connection with what I did, and I'm like truly touched. Thank you so much, Sharon. It's awesome.
Thank you, coach. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you
No,
very much.
he's there in every running event. He's very prominent. Sometimes I feel that I did only my journey of this 42 weekend campaign just started. It's short lived, right? It's only for 10 months. And when I see Sharan, he is there everywhere. I've seen him in the OT. He's wearing a OT Ultra t-shirt the first year.
Yes.
And the first year, and wherever I see him in Aircard, I see him in Chennai, I go to Bombay. This is really amazing. I'll tell you, this is the most amazing aspect of loving this number 42, right? So that's how we started. We come across a lot of people like-minded, right? It's not just the running sport all the time. It's not about performance. It's not about the finish time. It's about the camaraderie and the friendship that we all share. That's the gift. That's the gift I think this sport can provide to anybody. Even if somebody is watching this program who's wondering what these guys are talking about running, just pick up your pair of shoes. It doesn't matter. You don't even need a shoes, right? So for running, you just go out and just walk for 1 hour, come back, and then close your eyes and lie down below a fan, and then that feeling is awesome. Okay, and then the kind of blood circulation that we have, it clears your mind, because most of the crazy ideas that I get are when I'm running. When I'm stressed, I'll go out for a run. When I'm happy, I'll go out for a run. When I have nothing to do, okay, it's a boring day. Okay, let me go for a run. Right. So it's fun. And thanks, Sharon. It was really amazing. And I didn't know, I couldn't remember you were there on that day. Getting older in Chennai. There's a lot of echo we're getting.
I'm so sorry. I think I was getting a call. I'm so sorry.
Not a problem.
Are we audible now?
Yes, I can hear you, Sharon.
Was that actually I was doing my the first full marathon in Chennai. So that is when I didn't know what exactly, because that was a new place. And when I saw you in stadium, and then when I saw you, okay, he's a pace, I need to follow him no matter what. Then I started following you. Then that incident is still in my mind. I can't forget that.
No, nice, Sharon. Very, very inspiring. Thanks for sharing your happiness. And I'm really touched by your flag story. Seriously, I can't believe that there was some connection there. No, it gives a lot of pride. It gives a lot of pride when we carry the Indian. There's a lot of respect. I told you, right, Rekha, when I stop people, random people on the road, and I generally talk to them, they look you as a stranger. But when there is an Indian flag and there is a message written, there's a lot of respect. I think that this year was very special to me. I also had the very privileged opportunity to hoist the Indian flag for the Republic Day within my apartment, and this feeling that it gives is it's amazing. And then and you see Sharon flag runner all the time, uh, instant respect.
True, very true.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Thanks for joining us here.
Thank you, Rekha ma'am.
Uh, uh, Thank you, sir, for this amazing time. And thanks for your time first. Then it's really inspiring story you shared, and I'm sure here actually I'm receiving so many comments here. Manjunath again, he says, your simple tips in Ercado Ultra is a life changing in my marathon journey. Thank you for so much.
Okay, nice to
Thank you
hear
for those
that.
things. And even Chinmaya Patil is also, he is sharing his journey. We were part of marathon, and it was sad to see the boy in that stage. We both spoke that day, and your help as first aid responder and effort to raise money to help meet medical expenses was godsend.
No, I remember Chinmay. Nice to see a message from him, and he was very kind and helpful. We connected. So that's what I said, right? So the all the small things, we end up talking to a lot of like-minded people, and that's that's the beauty of this sport. I'm really glad that I was very fortunate. I don't think so. First of all, I have a lot of time. Okay, so you don't think that I'm busy schedule. I stopped everything and came here. Second thing is, I think whatever I've done is very small, but a lot of people who do some unbelievable stuff. They dedicate their entire life on doing certain causes. Um, Certainly, I'm nowhere closer to any of those things. But so what the reason why I keep sharing about all these things is it's like the small drops in the ocean. Small drops make the big ocean, right? Like each one of us can play a small role. All of us have the power to kind of do something, get inspired at the same time, see if you can inspire somebody, but not with an intention to inspire somebody. Some of your actions, if you design that, okay, I'm going to do something, I'm doing this because I want to inspire somebody else. No, that doesn't work really well. Continue to do, enjoy what you do, and I'm sure on this journey somebody will find you inspiring. And I'm really gifted to do something, and then I want to continue to do more and more some initiatives, and these are small opportunities. We continue to spread happiness.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm going to ask you one question, so you can't
Yes,
escape
please.
as a host only asking questions. So I know that you're a dancer, right?
Yes.
And I have. So, how many years did you take to perform in a public setup like the Arangetram? How many years did that take?
Mm, I think I was very young. I was 12. I started my dancing journey when I was 5, and then 12 years I was there on stage.
7 years, 7 years of journey, 7 years of lot of
Yes.
patience, 7 years of endurance. So the reason I asked this question is, connection with endurance, right? So people generally associate endurance with sports and endurance with cycling or swimming or running. But I think when you're very passionate about something, endurance comes automatically. So the determination to do. I look at my daughter. I don't know if I can show you something. So she is into the mandala art. So it's a very intricate work. And then when she is doing that work, hours together, very meticulously, she'll be doing this. But at the same time, you ask her something else, and maybe it could be studies or anything that she's not completely involved. And then there is no kind of every 10 minutes she wants to get up and then go. And I'm sure as children, all of us have done this. Even I have a very short
Correct.
span of time, attention span in certain topics which I'm not interested in. Right? So I think I have a great admiration for all the dancers, including you, for displaying that patience. Like say, everyday practice made you perfect, and then one day you had an opportunity to come and perform in front of others. I think that's the most amazing aspect that all adults can teach children, right? That when you like something, when you love something, don't expect quick results. uh, the results will come one day. You will enjoy the benefits, right? So
True.
every sport, every passion has a connection with endurance, and that's the most amazing thing that I continue to discover. And then I'm sure all of us have the opportunity to inspire, and all the best for your initiative and bringing people who have uh, certain common interest and come and share their experience with you in this forum. And then wish you good luck, Rekam. I really enjoyed sharing my part of this conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And once again, I'm really sorry. My Kannada is really bad. I would have loved this
That's,
conversation in Kannada in Bangalore. So please forgive me.
that's okay. That's okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
So here we heard so much, so much inspiring stories, and I'm sure people definitely think about these things, and then take up the responsibility and leadership. As he said, taking up leadership is always matters, and that is important. So here, I'm just finishing this show today, and thank you for watching this today. And thank you so much, and bye bye.